I know that the question right now is why is everything set up for Valentine's Day and such? And it has nothing to do with this song. It has nothing to do with this recording session. It's because I'm doing a little bit of a theme for the month of February. And, could I go ahead and put up the decorations, put down the decorations, put up? I'm leaving them right now. Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you're having a wonderful one out there. I appreciate you joining me here today as we dive into some Catherine Wheel. We've listened to a few tracks on the band, and now we're going to listen to a little bit more. We're going to listen to the track Black Metallic. This is coming off of their album, Ferment, which is released in 1992. We are listening to this because it was suggested and sponsored by Caden. Caden, thank you so much for the recommendation and, of course, for the support. I really appreciate that. This had also been suggested, I see, by Spunks. You said this is their best song. Tony Morielli, did you mention this one again? No, you did not. Listen, when I put in Black Metallic, here, look. You guys, see what I see. Come behind the veil. Come behind the veil. I type in Black Metallic, and so it's going to show me every comment that has those two words in here. See? Tony said black, and then Metallica, and then, that. So that's what I do, like, when I'm scrolling through, trying to figure out, like, who said what. Could I try and be more specific if I put, like, Catherine in here? Sure, but look at that. I was too specific, and now it doesn't come up. So, there's the back and forth. That's how I try and find what people say. So, anyways, thank you guys so much. Let's go ahead and dive on into the song. We'll discuss it a little bit after. Here we go. That sounds like the 90s. Nice early coming. That's the summer haziness of the song. Interesting kind of mornings with the guitar. That's a feel-good track for sure. Little peak. Bass dropping. I like those fast snare fills and drum fills. I think I've ever measured. Like they're rushing to the next moment. Bass just carries each wave of atmosphere from the guitar really nicely. like it broke through, and this is that release. I like how one guitar is leading and the other one's just kind of scratching, static and feedback over here. A lot of echo. I knew it was coming, it just didn't know when. Man, that was a crash. That was wonderful. We haven't heard a lot from the band, but that is... it's the best that I've heard from the band. That is an incredible track, filled with dense layers of just honey-dripped... what's the genre? Head down, shoegazing. I always have to think, looking down, shoegazing. That is just like, oh. The dense layers of guitar are like a perfectly layered and balanced layer cake. My wife and I watch a lot of like food shows, baking shows, cooking shows, and like the layer cake is something that's hard to, of course, bake and form and keep all the layers even and balanced. The guitars and the bass especially, just taking those instruments and the way that they're layered in here is so wonderful. And each bite that you get is filled with a different flavor. So guitars here. Let me pull up the band. Let's pull up the album. Let's pull up all the information here so I know what I'm talking about. Guitars played by Rob Dickinson, also vocals, and then Brian Futter, guitar and vocals as well. Especially during the solo, that's when I really noticed this really cool balance and direction that the two guitars would take. In that one is pretty much strictly layer two, I guess what you would say is rhythm guitar, right? Providing that background kind of rhythm and providing the cadence for which the solo and the rest of the music can kind of jump on top of and ride that particular wave. But the way that he played rhythm guitar at that particular moment was really cool because there's a lot of this atmospheric handling that's going on that sounds very shoegazy. It has that kind of I don't know what the proper term would be, but that very quick, almost vibrato-esque kind of sound that is just really, really wonderful to listen to, and it's really satisfying and, in a sense, kind of cathartic the way that they play there. And then the lead guitar solos on top of that and doesn't play like a straightforward solo or something that's, expected. No, it's played like in these much more longer sustained notes, kind of weaving and warping in and out of those noise gates. And it's just really cool how the two play amongst each other and play in that dynamic. The bass from Dave Haas is this warm, thick, like I said, molasses-like covering that just kind of keeps everyone contained in this nice ebb and flow and this really cool solution. And I just love the way that they played. Neil Sims on the drums. One thing I really liked about the drumming here is not only did it, of course, play to the music and everything, but in the chorus, when you have that big wave of guitar atmosphere and everything that's washing over the chords are coming over really nicely, how in the fills, he would play like fast fills. Like he would play like he would go nicely back and forth between, the big open and more slower rhythmic parts, but then juxtapose that with the fills, which are a lot faster. And it always felt like those fills were kind of like a rushing of water, like it was like the water broke and it was just a quick little psh, like downspout or whatever. It was a quick deluge, I guess you could say, before it kind of went back to those big tidal movements. And it was just a really cool environment that the band performed in. And also getting back to the guitar work and the atmosphere that they're playing with, during the verse, you would kind of have, for lack of a better word, a straightforward way of playing. But then there was one of the other guitarists, I don't know who's doing what, but one of the other guitarists would play these kind of odd little whale song lines that kind of came out of nowhere. And sometimes they worked perfectly in line in melody and harmony with the music. And other times they kind of felt like a little out of left field. But I like these little oddities and curiosities that the guitar created because it makes it a much more interesting listen. It kind of catches your ear in a different way. I think that human eyes, ears, senses are kind of attracted to symmetry and things that should be harmonious and make sense. So when you hear something a little odd, it kind of, well, you can't see my ear, but it piques your ear like a dog. You're like, what's that sound? And, I really like the way that the band does that because it provides a little experimentation without, going too far. When you go too far. But, really fantastically played. The moment when the music comes down and the lights come down, of course, halfway through, and it just becomes very empty. The cup is poured out and emptied, and it's going to come back. They emptied it out too early. It's going to come back, and when it does, it's just once again a lights coming on cathartic moment that is extremely satisfying. And I guess I can't help but mention that the album is produced by Tim Freeze-Green, of course, best known for being with Talk Talk, and there is a certain atmosphere that you can see as being influenced here. The same as Talk Talk, especially more in their later years as they grew open more to improvisation, open spaces, for lack of a better word, and that kind of thing. You get a similar spirit, I would say, here. It's a really, really wonderful track. I really enjoyed this. I've never seen you when you're smiling. It really gets under my skin. You say it's easy when it's faster. I still can't guess what you're after. It's the color of your skin. Your skin is black metallic. It's the color of your skin, black metallic. I think of you when you're sleeping, of all the secrets that you're keeping. You can't stay all day under the covers, because under there you'll discover it's the color of your skin is black metallic. So this is all about things under the cover of darkness. Their love under the cover of darkness here. He wants to get to know this person a little bit more. I've never seen you when you're smiling because I can't see you at all. Your skin is black metallic. It's black, it's dark. I can't really see who you are, and even besides physically, I still can't guess what you're after. He doesn't know this person's intentions. Do they think of him the same way he thinks of them? Right? And I like this line, you can't stay all day under the covers. Day, light, sunlight, would in a sense be revealing, right? Shedding light to this person, their intentions. If you think physically, of course, the color of their skin, I guess in a more symbolic way. And that shows hiding. That shows an act of, they're hiding. You can't stay all day under the covers while they're trying to, symbolically, in a sense of hiding who they are or hiding their intentions. Because under there, you'll discover it's the color of your skin. You're turning black metallic. So you're turning even darker, so to speak. And it goes on from there. That's how I interpret this this track. He just wants to know who this person really is, but they're holding back a little bit. They're just for better or worse. They I'm sure they have a reason. Okay, let's see. The song "Broke and Betrothed" Catherine Wheel to the American public, hitting number 9 on the modern rock tracks and earning massive attention due to their band's year-long American tour and heavy rotation. It also reached number 68 on the UK singles chart. There's a little chart information, but we already mentioned that. Not much more besides that, but really a really wonderful track. I really enjoyed that. Getting a spam call. I'm not going to pick it up. I'm not going to pick it up. Sometimes I'll pick it up and mess with them a little bit. I'm not going to do that right now. Let me know what you guys thought of the track, of course, in the comments down below. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you like this track, of course. You could sponsor a song requests as well in the Buy Me a Coffee, just like Caden did. And Caden, thank you so much for the recommendation and for the suggestion. Really, really wonderful track. Hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Come on back tomorrow, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.